All right. Okay, welcome everyone to the Successfit team call. It is March 2nd, which is kind of crazy. And I am really excited to have the wonderful Leslie Phillips-Moodie on our call, who I just spent an awesome weekend in LA at the end of January. We were there together for the New Leader Conference, and we had a lot of fun. It was nice having an opportunity for us to hang out more. I know I posted about some of Leslie's stats in our group, but if you don't know her, she's a premier coach in Canada, there aren't a lot. It's a tough place to be. So she had a great year last year, and she's one of the first people that I met in Canada as a coach. And I think I told you this at the retreat, but my first Super Saturday I went to, I had to go alone here in Toronto, and Leslie was like the one that, like, everyone's nice, but she totally went out of her way to be super nice to me, introduced me to her team. It was awesome. So she has a team that she has been with for a while, and it's Team Fitspire, right? And she has been like a Success Club 10 All-Star legend forever. And everybody knows her on the GTA Market Council. She totally runs the Market Council. So all those events, hats off to her. I know we all assist, but it really is Leslie organizing.
I have you guys.
Yeah, well, you keep us on, which is really great. And everyone knows how organized she is. And she's a mom, a teacher, and she's going to share with us tonight her organization tips. So I am really excited. We're very grateful to have you on. Thank you, Leslie. And just make sure if you guys want to chat your questions in, you can, or save them for the end. We'll make sure to have some question and answer time. But welcome to the team call. And I am just going to pass it right on over to you, Leslie, and say thanks again for being here.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. You guys, you have the best leader in Bria. I absolutely adore her. We had so much fun in LA. I didn't want to I was sad to separate from her at the end. It was such a good trip. So all of that she just said is the really nice way of saying that I'm anal. In a very big way. I have color-coded to-do lists of my to-do list. So I'm going to share some of my tips with you tonight. But that's what I am. I'm anal. So I'm going to share my screen because I have a PowerPoint because it's organized and that makes me happy. So let me do that. And I will get this. Can everybody see that okay? Just give me a thumbs up because I can't hear you. Okay, perfect. So in my opinion, some of the keys to success, having a successful business, are organization and time management. It's super, super key. So step one is the getting organized part. And I think what often happens with people is that we all have busy lives. A lot of us are moms. You may have another career on top of Beachbody. You have husbands and things to take care of. And life gets crazy and messy and cluttered. And often that can really make you less productive. So the first thing you want to do is you want to take the time to clean up your work area, your workout area, and your house and declutter. So take a week and clean things out. Take things to the Sally Ann, donate them, have a garage sale, whatever you need to do. But declutter, especially your office. Create a great office space. So have a place for things to be put away so you don't have piles of things all over your desk. Get a whiteboard where you can track your team. Bria's laughing. Do you have piles of stuff all over your desk? Oh my gosh, stop it. My heart can't. No, that was not bad. I have to go wash my hands now. No, I'm just kidding. Seriously, I'm anal. I'm terrible. Okay. So you want to have a whiteboard. You can track your goals for each month. You can track your team as they're qualifying, all of those good things, what they're hitting for Success Club. Have a binder for your business stuff. This is something that Bria and I learned when we were at the NLC in January. Have a binder, and in there have different tabs for things for your business. So you can just grab it when you need something, and all of your important information is in there. So basically just get yourself organized. And then I suggest not just having, your calendar on your phone, which everybody has. I have a paper calendar. So I'm going to show you mine. You're going to laugh at me. And I invest big money in my calendar because I need it. It's responsible for a lot of my success, I think. So I have one, what's it called? Day Designer. You can see here. But basically the one that I have, I wanted to have a page for each day, and I want to have the hourly time here. So if you look here, you can see I have different colors. So what I do is I highlight off sections. So the pink is my girls. I'm a single mom. I have 2 girls. So in the morning, I have time with them before school, and then from the time I pick them up from school until bedtime is pink, because that's my girls' time. Beachbody is blue. So I highlight off that time for my business hours, and I'm going to touch on this a little bit later. And then green is like my personal stuff that I have to take care of. And then I also have a section in here for my to-do list. Okay, so I suggest having a paper agenda that you can look at, and I'm going to go into that further, what to do with that in a minute. But I also suggest having a to-do app on your phone. There's tons of free ones. I have a Samsung phone, and the one that I use is called Chaos Control, and it's a free app. You want to make sure that whatever app you choose, it has the ability to repeat tasks. So what I mean is that if you put up your vital behaviors in your daily to-do list, when you check them off, you can set them on repeat, so they'll just automatically go to your next day. So every day you're not inputting the same things. Okay? And I'm going to give you my sample to-do list too in a bit. So once you're organized, you want to sit down and you want to set your goals, your big goals. And we're still fairly early in the year, so there's no reason. You've probably already done some goal setting. But you really want to stop and think about what are like the top 5 things you want to happen this year. And it can be related to your business only. It could be personal things, could be things with your family, but think of your like top 5. And how many of you have made a dream board or a manifestation board? My favorite, that's the new term, is not a dream board, because they're not just dreams. You're going to manifest them into reality. So we call it a manifestation board. So that's a good idea to do. So make that up and put it somewhere. Like I have mine right behind my computer where I can see it, so that when I have a tough day, when I've got a million no's or 8 gazillion people who are ignoring me, or somebody who's, being nasty in a group about one of my ads or something, I can focus on that, and it brings me back into my why. Okay. And when you're setting these goals, dream big. Don't stay safe, because awesome stuff happens when you get uncomfortable and when you dream big. So don't put limits. Don't put a lid on your business. Take the lid off and dream big, and go big or go home. That's what I always say to my team. To-do lists, my favorite thing. See how excited I'm getting? I'm almost sweating. Okay. So this is what you want to do. Paper or app. I'm crazy and I like to do it on both. So if I'm out and I don't have my paper agenda with me, I can look at my app and know what I have to do. Okay. Again, make sure that you have something that allows repeats. So what you're going to do is, once you have your 5 goals, you're going to do a brain dump. So you're going to dump every single thing you have to do to make those dreams come true. Okay? And it should be long. It should be like pages. If these are big dreams, it should be like, I think every year when I do this, in December is when I do it, my to-do list will be like 10 pages long. Like, for real. It's long, because there's a lot of stuff you have to do if you have big dreams, right? Then what you want to do is you want to organize the items into priority. So the things that are the most important, that will move your business ahead the most, or achieve these goals the most, the quickest, those are the things you want to do first. They're the most important. Okay? And then what you want to do from there is you want to separate these goals out into monthly, weekly, and then daily lists. So, for example, one of your goals might be Success Club. Okay, so if you want to hit Success Club every month, that's going to be on your to-do list monthly. Okay, weekly, you might have a weekly goal about coaches. You might even have a weekly success goal, like how many Success Club points you want to earn each week. And you want to separate them out so that it's organized, and then you break it down. And that's when it's called reverse engineering your goals. So you take the big picture, and then you're going to chunk it down into smaller, manageable pieces, so we're not overwhelmed. Okay? Am I overwhelming anyone yet? Okay. And then you have to schedule your time. This is super, super important. When I started, I've been coaching for 3.5 years now. I didn't set office hours. I was on my phone all the time. It was attached to me. And if somebody messaged me, I felt like I had to message them right back. Anybody else like that? It's just like, if I wait, like they're going to go to somebody else. They're not. They can wait a couple of hours. And what's going to happen if you keep going that route is you burn out. And then it gets to the point where you don't enjoy it. It's not fun anymore. So you want to make sure that you're really setting time for yourself to work your business, but you're setting time for yourself to be with your family and to do other things and to relax and take a break and unplug is important too. Okay. So I suggest looking at your goals and decide how many hours a week you're going to need to make those goals happen. If your goals are like elite 15-star diamond coach by the end of the year, then you're not going to be looking at 10 hours a week, right? If your goals are smaller, you'd like to, Madison, Marion, Irene, Moody. Yes. What do you need?
My fan is broken.
Your fan is broken? Okay, I will come in a minute. As soon as I'm done the call, you go and chill out. You can just shut it off for right now. Okay, thank you. You can see her behind my head. Okay, and I've lost my train of thought. So yeah, so look at how much you're going to need. So for me, I wanted to do this full time. So I was looking at 40 hours a week. If you're not at a place where you're doing it full time and you have a full-time job on top of this, then figure out if maybe you want to put in 15 to 20 hours. Maybe you want to put in 10 to 15. Okay. So you need to look at that. And then what you want to do is highlight them in your agenda, like I talked about. So get some different colored highlighters and highlight your Beachbody hours. And then you make them non-negotiable, like an appointment, like it was like a doctor's appointment. You have to wait for, 6 months to get in to see your doctor or something. Sometimes that, I don't know, it's hard to get in to see your doctor or your dentist or something that you just wouldn't skip. That's the way you have to look at these, and then highlight them in your agenda. Have your to-do list ready and prioritized. And so that the most important things, the things that are going to get you towards your goals the fastest, are at the top of your list. Okay. And then working down to the things that aren't as important. Anything you don't finish on your to-do list each day goes to your to-do list the next day. Okay. And you transfer it over. So power hours, I'm sure you guys have heard of this and talked about this. This is super, super key especially if you're super busy and you don't have a lot of time to work your business. You want to work power hours. And when I started, my girls were young and they were still napping in the afternoon. So I would have a power hour in the afternoon when they were sleeping. And then I would do like a couple of power hours at night, sometimes 3 power hours at night, in order to get my business in, because I had them both at home with me. So it was really important that when I was working my business, I was super efficient and making use of my time. We work on probably the most distracting thing ever, being Facebook, right? How many times do you get on there to work your business and like all of a sudden you look at the clock and an hour and a half has gone by and all you've done is watch 5 like funny cat videos? Yeah. Okay. So we don't want that to happen. Or cute baby videos. Like, this cute video baby. So you don't want to do that. So what you have to do is have your to-do list ready. Okay. And I'm going to give you my sample one in a second. Put your blinders on. And it's literally, you have to I have to force myself. I fight with myself in my head, because as I'm doing something on my list, I'll see like a message will come in from someone and I'll be like, oh, I'm just going to answer that. No, you have to stick to your list, work from the top to the bottom, because your most important things are going to be at the top of your list. You work to the bottom and you just stay on task. And what I did is I shut off my notifications. Do you know that you can shut off your notifications on Facebook in the settings? And you can stop your messages from opening at the bottom on their own. I did that. Okay. So I do that when I go into my power hour. I shut off all my notifications, all distractions. If I have my cell phone beside me, I put it face down, so I'm not seeing like texts or whatever else coming up. Okay. And I just focus in. I get rid of my kids. I put them out in the trunk of my car, and or like Bria, I lock them in the bathroom. Yeah, right. They lock themselves in there. That's all I'm saying. I'm terrible. I'm just kidding. I don't really do that. They can get out now. They're too big. But anyways, so just pick your times when you're going to do it. So if you have a sweet little baby, do it when the baby is sleeping or whatever, when you have some help, and so that you can be focused on your time. And then allow yourself a reward at the end. You're allowed to watch a recap video after you do your list, okay, if that's your thing. So this is my sample to-do list. I think it's extremely important to be proof the product works. And so it's essential for me to be doing my workout and sharing that about my journey. And I feel that's super important in my business. So that's why I have that number one is my workout. And I like to work out first thing in the morning. Then I have my like page video. I post a video every single day on my page. And it's either about my workout or something about the business or just me being goofy, talking about locking my kids in the trunk, whatever, okay? So I do that every day because I find that gets the most amount of traction on my page. Then I go to my invites, super duper important. If you're not inviting, nobody knows what you're doing. Then I go to my follow-ups, personal development, key. Every day I add new Facebook friends. So I've been doing this 3.5 years, and still every day I add new Facebook friends. I check in my challenge groups on my team page and my like page. And then the final thing is sometimes I'll work on, I'll work on ads. Okay. So that's my sample daily, to-do list. Oh, and my Hootsuite posts as well. I normally do that on Sunday nights. I'll Hootsuite the whole week ahead, so that I don't have to worry about it each day, and it's organized, and I just check in and respond to comments and things like that, questions on there. Okay. So that's my daily to-do list example for you. So final tips. Consistency is key. I always have people ask me like, what's the, how come you're successful? How do you reach Success Club every month? And what's your secret? And it's just that I'm consistent. I work my business every day. Everyone has stuff in their lives, like everybody. Nobody's life is perfect. We all have things that come up. About 1.5 years ago, I just made the decision to leave my husband and become a single mom and move 5 hours away. And after I got all the legal documentation to go that far, I literally had one weekend to pack up my home, get movers, move the 5.5 hours away, find a place for us to live, enroll them in school, etc. I had like a weekend to do this. And that weekend, I still worked my business. It was at 4 a.m. because I didn't have time before then. But I still got on, I checked, I did the things that I needed to do. It may have only been a half an hour, but I work my business every day. Okay? And that consistency is key. If you take your foot off the gas, that's when the trouble starts. You need to stay in it. Delegate things you don't have to do. This is huge. Hire an assistant, even if you're just at the beginning of your business. This is so super important because there's things that you don't need to be doing. For example, for me, I message my no's or the thousands of people who are ignoring me in my inbox every month. A new little ad, a little message, something. I don't need to sit on my computer for half an hour a day copying and pasting messages. My assistant can do that. Okay? So I delegate things that are make work, that are easy, that I can take off my plate so that I can concentrate on important things like talking to new coaches, training my coaches, and things like that. Okay. You can also delegate things to your team. So I don't run a challenge group. My team runs the challenge group, and we all take turns. So every month, 2 weeks into the month, I'll say, okay, in 2 weeks it's April. What are we going to call April's group? And then I create a file. I put up weeks. Everyone signs up for a week. We take turns. And then you're not doing all of that work all by yourself all the time. So take things off your plate, make it easier. And it's nice for customers to get different perspectives from different coaches too. and eliminate things that aren't moving your business forward. I'm always, as coaches, I think we're always trying new things, right? Like there's always new trainings and new ideas that are coming at us. And because I've been doing it for a while, there's been lots of different, like blogging was really big and then it kind of went out and now it's kind of coming back in. And then there was the like ACEO and there was social media university. There's all these different things and sending newsletters through MailChimp. And so try these things, but you have to remember to be always be reevaluating, so that if you're spending a lot of time writing newsletters to all of your customers and you're not getting, repeat business, referrals, there's nothing really happening from it, then you have to be able to eliminate those things that aren't moving your business forward. So you're not spending time on things that aren't working. Okay. Schedule your week ahead on Sunday. So that's what I do is I sit down on Sunday night and I plan my whole week. So I know I write out my appointments. I go through my paper planner and put it all in. And so I know what I've got coming up and where I have free time. And then every night before I go to bed, so when I get off this call tonight, I'll look at what I have tomorrow and I do my little highlights. So I know I set my office hours and I do my to-do list before I go to bed. Because how many of you lay in bed at night thinking, oh, I got to do that. Oh yeah, I got to do that. Yeah, I got to do that tomorrow. And then you don't sleep. Like I used to do that all the time. So now I don't. I get it all. I brain dump it all out onto the paper the night before. So I sleep well and I know I've got it all there the next day. And I make sure again that my list is prioritized. Most important things at the top. The frogs. Have you guys read Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy? Awesome book. It talks about doing the things that are most important first and getting them out of the way, because those are often the things that we leave till the end, right? So that's what I do. And then I sleep well at night because I'm not worrying about what else I'm missing. So that, my friends, are my big tips.
Thanks, Leslie. I love that. I feel like I have some questions and
Okay.
I'm gonna open it up for other people first so that I don't hog all the time, because we all know that I can be chatty Cathy. I didn't know if any came in through the chat, but looks like Jody asked, do you use the challenge group tracker?
No, I don't. I looked at it when they sent it out, but because I run the challenge groups with my team, it doesn't allow for multiple administrators.
Right.
So hopefully that'll come. It's something that I've recommended, but they don't just call me and ask me what I think. But we got to give feedback, remember? I made myself sound really important there, and I'm really not. But they let us give feedback, and that was one of my feedbacks. So
good.
Yes.
I'm going to ask because I have a question on that. When you're talking about running, so do you run it, like, do you pick two people, a couple sort of new leaders in your new coaches coming in to co-coach with, or is it literally open to your whole team that you run these challenge groups? It's like you do one challenge group for really your whole, like, personally sponsored downline?
Yeah. So we do one group, and then I let people volunteer. My new coaches, I don't ask them to do it for their first 2 months. So they're in there, they're seeing how it's going. They're still sometimes they'll post stuff like pictures of their meals, or like they're participating, but not as a leader or a coach. And then once they've been in it for 2 months, then I always say, you've been voluntold. They're like, how would you like that? And they're like, oh, there's the teacher and Leslie again. So,
Your turn.
Yeah. And it's just a week and it's one post a day. So it's like, it's very minimal. And it works out good because it gives them confidence to do it because they've been able to watch it for a bit. And then it's good. I always say to them, it's good too for their customers and clients to see them as a leader.
Yeah.
It's a good thing. And it's fun having that many people in a challenge group because we get great participation.
Yeah.
Like if I was doing it on my own, I wouldn't have as much, because
I do notice that when I have like repeats or newer coaches in, like they're, because coaches make really great challengers. They participate and they're positive and they share, and that's really cool.
Yeah.
Okay. That's really helpful. Okay. Sorry. Anyone else have questions before I keep going here? Jody, you have another one. Do you want to ask it?
Talk to her for a few minutes.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll ask it.
Hi,
Leslie.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Good. When you said you add people every day, this is something that I struggle with. A lot of the people that like my posts I go into their page and I see that they're Bria's friend and Christine's friend and somebody else, and I don't want to start. I'm not sure. And I've asked Bria this a few times and she gives me great advice and I still feel scared about it. I'm not sure who to add and I waste a lot of time looking for people to add.
Okay. Do you have the memory jogger?
I can download it.
It is amazeballs in a word. So download the ultimate memory jogger. It's the best one. And print that sucker out and spend literally schedule 2 hours to spend on it and just dump and then write out everyone you know from your entire life. And then when you're done, leave it, come back to it a couple days later and go through the list and try to think of people you know through those people that are on your list, because you'll think of even more people.
Okay.
And then what I do is every day I go and I search people that are on my memory jogger list. I have a huge list, probably a 50-page list.
So you just keep this list alive, and when you need to, okay. And do you have men and women or just women?
I had both, but I don't attract men.
Okay. I know it's a kind of a personal choice too. When I'm going through on my like page and inviting people, I just tend to skim over most of the men. But that lessons are crowd, but probably not the right fit anyway.
Yeah, you have to concentrate on your niche market too. When you're for people that are following on your page, it's going to typically be people who are like you, and you're not a man. So it's probably going to be mostly women, but also don't discriminate when you're inviting, because what I've learned quickly is that the people who I thought would do it didn't, and the people who I thought would never do it are the ones who did. So I had a little talk with my coach, Leah. I don't know if any of you guys are from the GTA, you'll know Leah. Leah's, she's tough. She's all about tough love. She's my opposite. And after about 2 months in the coaching business, I called her and I had hit Success Club 10 in both of my first 2 months. And I said, that's it. I've invited everyone I know. I'm done. I was panicking. And she was like, you've invited everyone you've ever met in your life. And I was like, well, pretty much. She's like, well, all of them? And I said, well, no, I didn't invite the guys, because they're not going to want to do turbo. And because at that time that was the big program. And I didn't invite, this lady because she's 70 and this girl's pregnant and this girl has all these student loans. So she doesn't have any money. And she was like, oh, I'm sorry. Are you God? And I was like, pardon? And she said, are you God? And I said, well, no. And she said, then why are you deciding for them? That's not up to you. It's up to them to decide. And then she went, girl, and she gave me the eyebrow. And then I was like, all right, I'm in trouble. Because if you get the eyebrow from Leah, it's all over. And so then I was like, she's right. I am deciding for them. And what's the worst thing? If they're not interested, they'll say no, thank you. And when we were at NLC, one of the girls said, don't keep other people's destinies trapped in your mouth. Just a different, nicer way of saying it than Leah had. But it's true. Don't keep it trapped. So don't discriminate, invite everybody, and then let them decide.
Okay. Thanks.
That's a really great point, because I don't really try to attract men or really talk to them about it, but the few times that I have it, if they've had some followers, I swear I've ended up with their wives joining my challenge group. So I have to always remember that if you're we don't want to prejudge, because you never know who they're even the key to, right? Who they can find as well.
That's so true. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. What other questions? Anyone else?
I think Chanel might have a question.
Yay.
Hey!
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? You are hilarious.
Oh, thank you.
We have very similar humor.
I'm just a big goofball.
I'm not quite as organized though. Well, I like to be, and I do the planner thing and everything, but I'm a mess because I don't like to get organized. Anyway, I have a few questions. I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Are you, and I might have missed some things just because I have been distracted a few times with my daughter. So don't like take offense if I miss something you
I'll be like, that was in my presentation. I'm not.
Yeah. Were you listening?
The teacher and me.
Yeah, exactly. So, are you still teaching full time?
No. So no, I've been doing this full time since I started, because I was actually off with my girls when I started. So I was lucky enough. Now, when I left my husband, because I needed something tying me to this area because I was going so far from him, I had to go back to teaching because Beachbody doesn't tie me anywhere. So in case he legally tried to make us go back, I had something. So I'm on the supply list here. So I supply a day to 2 days a week, sometimes like half a day, sometimes not at all because I really don't like it. Oh, remember what used to be your supply teachers? I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah.
And I teach French, so it's like double bad. But anyways, and I'm used to teaching high school. I'm a high school teacher, and there's no room in high school here, so they put me on the elementary. And I make little kids cry. Like my sarcastic sense of humor, the kindergarten, like the first time I taught kindergarten, I made a kid cry because I was being sarcastic, and I was like,
because you told them you were going to lock them in your trunk.
I know, it's not that scary. And then once one goes and they all start crying, it was just bad. So I don't take kindergarten anymore. But yeah, so I do supply. A really long answer to your question.
Okay, yeah, no, that's okay. No, yeah, I'm just curious about, like, because if you did work full time, I was gonna continue on a line of questioning, because I do work full time. Well, I'm a PhD student, so it's like full time and a half as it is, plus a month. So
keep bringing your questions to me, because I'm a full-time mom too, and I have my girls home with me. So it was like being at work, except you can't lock your boss in the trunk. You get fired.
It's a fair game, but not your boss. That's taking it too far.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question about your assistant. So, like, I had an assistant for 4 months. I ended up getting her to do a lot of stuff around the house because that was like easier to free up my time to work on my business. But I did get her to do like an hour a day on my business. But like, I have challenges with this because I felt like it just took me like so long to explain how to do everything. I find it hard to figure out what to give to other people. Like, can you elaborate on that? Like, I know you said, okay, you get her to copy and paste like the same message to all these people, but like, how does she know who to message? Like, how do you organize that? Cause like, I feel like I'll spend so much time just putting a list together of what that girl would do for me. And I'm like, I could have just done it all myself by now.
Yeah, it's
elaborate.
I think you and I have similar personalities. It's hard to delegate because we people don't do it as good as we do.
Yeah.
Okay. I hear you. So that part's hard. You kind of have to get over yourself a little bit and trust. She's my third assistant. My first one was a man, and it just didn't work out. My second one, she was okay, but I stuck with her too longer than I should have. And this new one, I want to marry her. Like, seriously, I'm in love with my assistant. When I hit Premiere, she sent me a Starbucks gift card. She's lovely. So I kind of had to get over that. As far as the messages go, she sends, because it's a bulk not a bulk message. It's the same message. So she can go back through my inbox from last month and see all the people that are ignoring me from last month's message, because they all start the same. And then those are the people she messages.
Okay. So you just have her go straight through your inbox and use her discretion. Yes.
So she goes through, and don't give up on that, because every single month I have at least 3 challenge pack sales from people who've been ignoring me for over 2 years.
Oh yeah.
I'll go back and there'll be 24 unanswered messages, and then they're like, okay, sign me up. So don't stop messaging people until they say, oh my God, I'm going to kill you if you send me one more message.
Yeah. But I fully agree. And I do that. I do message, not as organized.
That's like something you can do. I have her posting. She does about half of my like page posts. That was a hard one for me to delegate because my like page is my baby. I love it. I never lock it in the trunk. It's lovely. It doesn't talk back. It's great. So That was a hard one for me, but I talked to her about what I wanted. The first 3 weeks, she came to me with things before they were posted, and I was like, no, this is not. Like, she was coming to me with the links from other Beachbody coaches. Like, she wasn't a Beachbody coach. She didn't understand. So I had to spend time with her and explaining that and going over it. And we had to go back to the drawing board, but she was very open to learning, and now it's fantastic. So I literally just kind of made a plan for her. Like, I want in the week, I want, this many recipes, this many tips, this many busy mom hacks. Cause that's kind of like my page is about being a busy mom. And she, so she knows what to do, and she knows that I want 4 posts a day, what time I want them at. So I go into Hootsuite on Sunday night. I Hootsuite my half. I do 2 a day, and she does 2 a day. So once I'm done, she just goes in and fills in the spaces. And
Does she post as you? Like,
yep. So if you go to my page, Phillips-Moodie Fitness, half of that is not me.
Wow. That is freaky.
She's got my language down. She's all just like me.
Okay.
She's younger than me though. So sometimes I'll be like, I don't know if I'd quite say that, but
that's a whole new level of trust.
Oh, none of the big leaders run their pages. None of them.
Really?
It's all assistant stuff. Yeah.
Really?
None of Shalene Johnson's, all of Shalene Johnson's social media is run by her assistants.
Yeah.
But it sounds just like her. It is her.
Yeah.
It's her.
I'm sorry. We really upset her. She's going to need a little bit of time now. Chanel can't take it. No,
I can't.
It's not.
I can't deal.
Shanti likes something of yours. It's not Shanti.
That's true.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Actually, I can get over that. I don't really.
Carl, I'm sure. If Carl, he's the same.
But I always thought it was really Shalene.
When Carl likes my stuff, it's actually Carl.
Of course.
It is, because he's going to be my second husband. I just have to get rid of Isabel. That's all figured out. But yeah, so that's what I do. I delegate to her. I also have her do things that will take me forever. Like, for example, if you look on my Facebook page, you'll see my banner. It has collages of pictures, and you can do that in apps. I don't really know how to do that. So I message her. I'm like, do you know how to do that banner thingy? She'll be like, yeah. So I just send it to her, and she does it in 5 minutes. It would have taken me God knows how long. And it certainly wouldn't look as good.
For your banner, for your page or whatever.
Yeah, my page one. She did my personal page one for me. If I need pics done, she runs my Instagram account. I'm not an Instagram girl. I did Instagram Impact. It didn't impact me or my business. So I give it to her. She does it. And she just pulls pictures from my page and makes it personal. But I've never posted on my Instagram in 2 years. It's always been an assistant to run that. She runs my Twitter. What else do I have her doing? Oh, she does all my ads. I'm not good at Facebook ads. I don't, all the little where you have to put the interests and narrow the audience. Again, I've done training. I'm not good at it. She's really good at it. So she runs all my ads. I tell her what my budget is, and she does it.
Okay. And next question about your assistant then.
Yeah.
Does she have set hours? How do you work? How does that work out?
She has a full-time job. So she does this she freelances on the side. So she just does it when she has time, and she knows what my expectations are of her each week, and each day. Each day I expect 2 Instagram posts, and I expect 2 Facebook page posts, and I expect all of my messages to be sent out by the 22nd of each month. And she just gets stuff done.
Crazy.
So does she just do little bits randomly and then tells you her total hours?
No, I tell her I pay her $60 a week.
Okay.
We agreed on that before. It's a dealio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Where did you find her?
Okay, so I found her on what used to be called elance.com, but is now called upwork.com. And if you can find a Canadian on there, and then once you work with them for a couple of weeks, go off of Upwork because they charge you American. So you're paying $8 million for $60, the exchange. And then they exchange it back. So I was paying, I think 100 or something a week for $60 and she was getting like 54 or something of it. Like it was crazy. So you can find a Canadian and then go off. That's what we do. So I just e-transfer her the money every month.
Okay. So it's just a set amount and then like a set amount of expectations.
Yeah.
Like the
exactly.
posts, the messages. What's in your follow-up message that you just send blanket to everyone?
So every month I do something different. Like last month I did like a 21-day fix post. So it was about, do you have 21 days to get healthy? How about learning how to live a healthy lifestyle versus dieting? And if I could give you a program where it'll teach you easy peasy portion control, give you 30-minute workouts that are super easy to fit into your busy schedule, and some awesome recipes and a support group, would you be interested? Something like that. And it's just like a personal message so they feel like you're talking to them, not like it's a cut and paste, although it is a cut and paste. And I just give it to her and then she just sends her out.
Huh.
And this month I have like just a kind of a general one. Like I'm going to do a special support group and this is what I'm going to supply and let me know if you're interested kind of thing. You could do a 22 hardcore. My peeps aren't, most of them aren't 22-minute hardcore. Like when they see the video makes them cry. They're not. It's very hardcore for the people that I tend to attract. So that's why I chose not to do that. But it depends on the clientele that you have, right?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll leave it there. Like I'll talk to you more like maybe at the next Super Saturday or whatever.
Yeah, Super Sunday. Come see me for sure. Or just friend me on Facebook. Message me.
Yeah, of course. Okay. Thank you. This was really enlightening and helpful.
Yeah, those are great tips, Leslie. Thank you. Does anyone else have any questions that they want answered by Leslie?
Oh, I see the day planner is.
Oh, I was going to ask that. You said it was
designer. I found it online. It's not cheap, ladies.
Say that again.
Day designer.
Day designer.
It's really pretty.
Yeah, I think like Andrea Crowder has that and like posts it.
It's I think it was one by the time I did exchanging and shipping, I think it was $135. Like it's not cheap, but it's a write-off and it's something that like you're going to use every day. Yes, Passion Planner, I've heard amazing things about as well. I think though it doesn't do the hourly. And I like to have the hourly. I think that's the only reason I didn't go with it because I looked at it too and it's fantastic. But yeah, get something that's like that you want to write in, like something. Do you know what I mean? And like get pretty highlighters and get that stuff to motivate you to do that and be organized because your business you'll just get so much more done if you are.
That's a really great tip. And I use a planner. I'm like totally a pen to paper person, and I have no problem spending, good money on a planner that's functional for me. But like I've noticed even in my chat, like I notice I'll drink more water if I have a cute water bottle. It sounds so ridiculous and materialistic, but it's like I want to work out if I have a new outfit to wear. I want to go out if I have a new, it's like It's silly, but I think it's true. So when you get like, you want to stay organized and use the thing that is working for you. So that's a really good tip. I like that.
Yeah. Even like pay for your app, your to-do app. If there's like one that looks really pretty to you and it's $5, get the $5 one instead of the free one, like whatever motivates you.
Good point. If you're going to use it and then it'll work for you, then it's worth $5. I also loved when you just said like to declutter your space. I think that, and even just the whole concept of working from like an organized space. I know mine can get cluttered, but inevitably when I start where somewhere is clear, I feel like I have headspace to be, inspired.
Otherwise you're sitting there thinking, oh my God, I have to do this. I have to do this. I can't like, oh, where's that bill? I have to pay that bill. Do you know what I mean? Like your attention's, you don't have your blinders on because you're thinking about everything. And someone has a question about my like page. iPhone has a question about my
It's me. Sorry, it's Monica. I should have put my name, not iPhone. But I'm in the process. I'm setting up a page on Facebook. So it's just Monica Gibbs Wellness right now. But what's the difference between having a page and then having a like page? I'm just confused with having, I already have 2 profiles set up. One that's my personal one that I'm using the most right now, but I have a work one as well that I don't post my kids' pictures on for example. Should I just turn that one public then? Like, how do you turn to be a public figure versus having a page?
The problem with personal pages, like my personal page, Leslie Phillips-Moodie, is you only have a limit of 5,000 friends, I believe it is, 5,000.
Okay.
So once you, like, you're going to be big and famous and you're going to be a rock star coach. So you're going to have more than 5,000 friends. So you need to plan ahead for that. So that's why we go with a like page, because there's no limit on that.
Can you convert yourself to a like page, or you have to create a new one?
You create a like page from your personal page. So when you're on your personal page, if you look on the left-hand column from a computer, you'll see near the bottom, you'll see like pages, and there's an option that's create a like page. So I would suggest creating a like page and then have your name, like you said. So mine's Leslie Moodie Fitness, or you could do wellness, and choose the option of public figure when you're setting it up.
So
And
if I've already set up a page, I should cancel that then, because it's not giving me the option.
Is it a personal profile? I want to make sure I understand you right.
Yeah, I don't know. I went to like create page, and I've started to create page with like pictures and articles, and
Well, that may be a like page then, Bria. What do you think?
I think it is, Monica. I think we talked about this, and I think you have created, it's also called like a business page or pages. Like, it's a bit confusing because it's changed over our lifespan, Leslie, and my lifespan. So I think that you have created a business page. If you can run ads on it, that's another reason why we like using a business page, is because you can run ads on it. And it's just more, plus technically Facebook does not want us running, like, selling through our personal pages. So that's what the point of the business page is. Yeah. They can shut it down if they really want to.
I just want to make sure I'm setting it up right before I publish it. And when I look at Leslie's, it says public figure. And when I look at mine, it doesn't say public figure. So
that's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. It's, as long as it's a like page, send the address to Bria.
Yeah, I'll look at it.
Okay.
Yeah, just send me copy the link, and I'll take a look at it for sure.
Okay.
But you definitely want to have a like page.
Okay.
You definitely.
Awesome. Oh, guys, thank you so much. Leslie, thank you for doing this. I feel like everybody got a lot out of it, lots of questions, and I really appreciate your time tonight. I am personally excited to spend some time on the cruise with you next week. And enjoy. Cheers by the pool.
Yeah.
But, thanks everyone for being on tonight. I'm going to end the recording here, but again, thanks for showing up. Thanks for being here. And if you have questions, feel free to ask them after, and I can pass them along to Leslie as well.
Yeah, just friend me on Facebook, guys.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Leslie. Bye, guys. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.